Hey guys, hope you're doing well. As you can see, I've set up camp now. Got myself the Polish Lviw, which is the canvas poncho tent, 2 ponchos buttoned together to make a tent. And coming out of the arm sleeve there, one of the arm sleeves, is the G-Stove Heat View, which is kind of their smaller model. I've just set up camp, really, set this up. I've got a fire reflector going down here. I did get a little fire going, it's still going at the moment. Cooked up some bacon, bit of mushrooms, had a coffee, just enjoyed some time to relax in the woods. Today it's -3 at the moment, and as you can see there's some snow behind us, which is super rare for the south of the UK, well, south of England especially. It's really rare. We don't get snow every year during winter, so to get something like this is actually quite dramatic, really. But I know it's only a sprinkling of snow. Tomorrow there's heavy snow forecasted. It's going down to -6. It came upon us fairly quickly, this weather, so I couldn't resist, and I just thought I'd get out here, grab the tent and the stove, and just enjoy some time in the woods. So the plan is I'm going to do a couple of nights here. Obviously I've set up the tent now. I am hoping for quite a bit of snow. It is forecasted heavy tomorrow. Fingers crossed it does come in, because I've got the stove, and temperatures inside that tiny little canvas tent will get up to some, well into high double figures, which will be really nice. So what I'll do now is I'll just quickly run you through the setup, and then I'm going to get some more firewood, get the stove going, hopefully get some food on fairly early, because I've only got a few hours of daylight left. I don't want to be collecting loads of firewood throughout the night. Inevitably it will probably burn out at some point, but I just want to try and get everything done now. Made myself the fire reflector here. Won't be getting a huge fire going. I've just had a fire going down here, as you can see. I don't want a huge fire built up out here, because most of the time I'm going to be in the tent. When it's heavily snowing, I'm going to be inside the tent, and I need that firewood for the stove, really. But this was just for a kind of lunch / dinner, really. And I've used a stick going onto the tree stump here, which was part of this firewall, this dead birch here. Shoved a stick through there, and it's now my little simple pot hanger. And the bully's already boiled. I've just had my coffee, as you saw. So I'll probably let the fire go out now. I've done most of my cooking, what I need. I've got plenty of firewood here, but I need loads more for the stove. But I've chopped this up ready for the stove anyway. Found myself a little chopping log, which I've just seen lying around in the woodland here. And there is the Polish Lviw, or the double canvas poncho tent. That's the G-stove here. To save me knocking in and bashing my leg and knocking things off this side grill here, there's one the other side as well. I just fold it up like that to keep it out of the way for now. Inside I've got myself a ground sheet. I've used a centre pole from a dead piece of birch, which goes into the reinforced canvas up there. That's all fine, nice and sorted. And this ground sheet I rolled up. It rolls up nice and small. It's just a really cheapy kind of £5 tarp, but it does the job, keeps me dry. And I can tuck it up at the back here to close the gaps. I can just tuck it up all around the edge, and that shuts off the gaps like that. And that's what I'll do tonight to seal off those gaps to stop that cold draft going in. On top of this I will put my self-inflating mattress, which will bounce the heat back off me, hopefully. At the top of the stove I've got the spark arrestor, just to be safe, really, and to put out any sparks so that they don't land on the canvas and set the tent on fire. Shouldn't need to worry about a carbon monoxide alarm. I did bring one, but with the tent having open gaps like this in the bottom, and it being an enclosed fire coming out up here, any carbon monoxide really should be released into the air. But I do bring one in my pack anyway, just for safety purposes. So that's my home for the next couple of days. What I'm going to do now is get a little bit more firewood for the stove, get the stove going so that I can build up the heat for when I need to cook later, and probably just have a beer, if I'm honest. Just have a nice cold winter beer. So I didn't bring my tent protector, the big metal sleeve that goes on top of these tubes here to allow it to not burn the edge of the canvas tent. I didn't want to bring it because of the bulk reasons, really. I thought it was going to be a little bit too bulky, so I'm kind of improvising here. So I don't want to burn the canvas, and these stovepipes get really hot. So I'm just improvising with a bit of a stick, pinching it by the canvas there. And if I get it the right angle without obviously hitting that damper valve there, I need to make sure that's open, then the canvas should, there you go, it's clear now and it doesn't touch the sides at all. Just improvising a bit. Yes, the cold will come in probably quite a bit, but that's what the stove's for. The snow has started again. So I've just got some birch bark from the tinder bag. I'm just going to put strips of this down underneath the grate a bit. And then I've got a load of dry twigs. What? Oh, she's roaring already. Stove is struggling to get going. We should get there in the end though. All the choices. Got ourselves a wolf warning, the double brew lager, piston head, amber, full amber lager, this one, and a goose IPA. I do like a good goose IPA. I think I'm going to go for a wolf warning actually. Benefit of having the stovepipe smoky to begin with is I can tell where the wind's coming from. And you can see it's a pretty strong wind. It's almost horizontal, that. That is a strong wind. I mean, we're probably about 15-20 mile an hour. You'll probably hear it on the microphone. Apologies for that. This is the snow front coming in. Over here in England, this is how funny this is. So this is like the first bit of snow we've had in the south of the UK for easily 4 or 5 years, like proper snow that's coming in. Before that, probably another 5 years. Usually it's around every, I'd say, 5 years. And even then, we probably will get a couple of inches. Rarely do we get about a foot. And this is south of England, so this is where it's a mild, fairly mild temperatures. But the news, the media are calling this snow front coming in the beast from the east. The beast from the east. It's just a bit of snow. The beast from the east. It's like whenever there's snow in England, the media just go nuts. It's so funny. They go absolutely crazy, and it's just havoc. Like, even though they gritted the roads, just all the vehicles stop, everyone. It's just mayhem. It's like Armageddon. It's like the world's going to end when it snows in England. It's just so funny. All it is people that it's lack of preparation. You just got to be prepared. Oh well. Still going to need a lot more firewood than that. A lot more. It'll do for dinner though. Just going to put the old thermometer. It's currently reading -2 for -5. That's straight from my bag. This is my makeshift plate. Food prep table. Makeshift food prep table. Got to keep everything lovely and neat. Oops, it. Oh god. This is not a gourmet style food. This is just camping. If you can see, there's the frying pan already on the stove. Oh, I just threw a load of dirt in there. My bad. Then got myself a pepper. This ain't no lightweight backpacking trip. This is food and beer. This is going everywhere. Got some, woo, the wind's coming up, sausage as well. This is pork, this is smoked pork, this is sausage. It's like those ready to eat ones, but which is great for camping because especially in the cold weather this just lasts, it's already like pre-cooked. So this should be fine. I want to save a bit for tomorrow as well, probably use half a sausage now. And then add to that some pepper and garlic steak seasoning. Plenty of it. Oh, look at that. It's gonna be good. The beast from the east. For summer. This is so warm in it, it's tasty. I'm in prime spot. Just stoke the stove. That is what you want on a cold winter day. A full belly. Oh, that's so good. Look at that steak spice, pepper, garlic, beer. I like this wolf warning. Very sort of easy to drink. Oh, it's getting there, halfway. We are getting dark, and we need more firewood. Let's get some big ones on there. And I want to open that right up for those that are new to stoves. So when you put a new bit on like that, and it's when it's low like that, i.e. there's not much flame, just hot coals, it's alright after a while once it's been going for ages, but this is still quite fresh. So I want to open that up, let all the oxygen through, and the draft or the draw will come through there. Look, you can see my makeshift stick. Yeah, open it up, the draft, the air will be sucked in through here, sucked up through there, and it just ignites the wood a bit quicker. And then when it's really going, and you've got some big sort of hardwoods on there, turn it right down. It's clever because this has got like, you can turn it right down and leave gaps there as well, or you can turn it fully down. So I actually quite like it on this setting where there's two little gaps, so there's always a bit of oxygen flow. But you can shut it right down at night, you know, if you want to completely burn it out, but generally I like it when it's just the double gaps. So I've got my sleeping bag in my backpack at the moment. I didn't carry it on the outside. I used to bring that green roll mat, didn't bring it this time. Got my self-inflating mattress much smaller, which is why I didn't have my sleeping bag on the outside. Oh, I ate too quick. Loads of questions about the G-stove, the stove itself. Since my videos featuring the G-stove in the cabin, G-stove have since come back to me and got back in contact with me, and they're now looking to work with me, which is really cool. So, you know, I thought I'd be honest with you guys and give you a heads up of what's going to happen. So I'm going to be helping them out with some videos. They've obviously seen the type of videos that I make, and they're interested, and they like what I do. I really like the guys at G-stove in general. I think they're very friendly people. They're a family-based business up in Norway, Norwegian-based. Really, I mean, it's a seriously top quality build stove. It is quite expensive, but you get what you pay for, as with anything. If you pay for generally a more expensive item, it's going to last you longer and be better quality. And with things like a stove, I don't want to be buying a new stove year in, year out. I want to buy one stove and that's that, and just have it, you know, for life, and just have it sorted. As long as I can maintain and look after it, that's all I like. So, to my point, G-stove got back to me. They're looking to work with me. I've got some things that there's some great things along the pipeline for myself and G-stove. They're going to help me out and the YouTube channel out, and they're also going to help you guys out. So I know so many of you have been looking at these G-stoves and where to get them and how to buy them. They've just completely revamped their website. It's being launched really soon, but they are giving me a discount code for you guys, for my subscribers, which is going to be so helpful. So it's going to help you guys out because you're going to get a discount on that price, and it's going to help me out because it's an affiliate code, so I will get something. I will get a part of that, like a commission from that sale. So if you bought a stove from the G-stove via my link, via my discount code, I would get a percentage of that sale. So it's a really great partnership, and I'm really looking forward to doing that and offering you guys this deal because it's really good. And they've got some seriously cool things along the pipeline. These guys are well ahead of the game. G-stove is so ahead of it compared to other stoves. They're just blowing them out of. They're blowing the competition out of the water. They talked to me about what they've got in the pipeline. I can tell you now, guys, it's awesome. It's really cool. So hang on a bit if you're looking to buy one, and you're a subscriber of mine, which no doubt you are if you're watching this. Hold on a bit. The code will be coming soon, and I'll update you in a YouTube video and on my Instagram as well. I'll update you when I get that discount code. Fire away, boys! I watched, oh, hold on, this is, I'm going on the piston head, by the way. Yeah, piston head, skull. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. It's almost like the flames are in slow-mo. We're solidly on -6 at the moment. And there's the Fahrenheit, for those wanting to know what that is. 19? Yeah, about 19 Fahrenheit. I'm going to get back in the warm. Well guys, I'm going to call it a night because from last week's video, or whenever it was recently, I was on the coast and all my batteries ran out. I don't want that happening this trip. So being night one, I'm just going to call it a night. It's about 9 o'clock now, so it's fairly early, but I'm not going to bed. Just want to turn the camera off and save the batteries for tomorrow. It's going to be a cold one, but I'll come out alive. I've got a lovely toasty stove here, which is packing out some serious heat, and life is very good. I'll see you in the morning, folks. Good morning. It's been a cold one. There's snow coming the gap where the stick was holding open the the tent arm, the Polish Lviv arm, so that the stovepipe wouldn't burn the canvas, but the snow has come through and landed on the stove where the stoves did go out, and there's a little bit of snow, which means it must be out here. Ooh, we have had, let me turn that down, it's not seriously heavy, but we have had more snow. This will all melt anyway, but I don't want it melting onto the wood much. You can see the steam coming off the water evaporating off the stove. Just fired it up. The canvas Lviv, it is completely, I know the focus is blurred, sorry guys, let me try and, it's completely dry in here. All of this, it's all dry. There's absolutely, it's already keeping the heat from this stove already, it's unbelievable. Load it up. Fresh powder. Yeah, we had a little bit. The old Lavoo is got a nice little sugar coating. You can see it on the edge of the tent. As you can see, the stove cooled down and the snow did land on the inside of the stove. Oh, the tent protector would have been a better idea, but that will soon melt. I'll brush that off and get the stove going. But the shelter held up pretty well. I'll dust that snow off probably. Don't want too much pressure on it. I did the stupid thing of leaving my billy too near the edge of the tent. And it's frozen. So I'm just going to put that on the stove. Just put that up there to melt it. Another coffee this morning with some porridge. Oh, we're boiling. Try not to spill it this time. Can't be a bit of coffee and porridge in the morning. This cookser is the one by Anton. By the way, he made me this, a subscriber. He makes these cookers. He's on Instagram, check him out. Soul of Siberia, I think he's called. He makes really cool cookers. Finally sussed the porridge game. Literally drop it, pour it into the bag. Up to the fill line. Give her a stir. It's nice because they're so small, the packets, but you know they've got a good enough. Porridge is stodgy, so it gives you lots of energy, plenty of carbs in it, and because the packets are small, they're just really compact for not taking up much space in your pack, which I like. Need a bit more in there. Perfect shape for the bow. Just trim that end off there. If anything, I could actually use that end to tie around the bow. Use what I've got. Started to snow again. just making the spindle, and what I'm doing, a couple of different grips. Chances are this bow drill might not work because everything's fairly damp, but just teaching you some things. You got the chest lever grip like this to get large chunks of material off. Very safe really, because you're using your back muscles and you're just pulling apart. It's a very powerful cut. And this one is just using the wood itself, because I'm trying to make this spindle at the moment, I'm just thinning it out. But rather than push with my knife on this one like that, which doesn't really give you that much control, I can lock my arm against my knee and then use the actual piece of wood, look for the part or area of wood that I want to take off, and then drag that towards me. So the knife is staying in a fixed position. Sometimes it will get caught like that, that's okay. Yeah, you need to have a grip right up here near the choil on the knife, get it nice and close so that you've got the most power. Back here, you're going to end up pulling the knife back towards you like this. You don't want that. So you want to get, you know, fairly close to the choil, but not on obviously the blade itself. And you can alter the angle just by twisting your wrist like this. So it's very minimal stress on your body, and it's very controlled. And doing it like this, you can look down the spindle or the stick itself, look for any raised areas, and just bring that up against your blade. I'm not sure on the official term for this, possibly a pull cut or something like that, I don't really know. I just know that I feel comfortable doing this when I'm trying to make spindles and things like that for bow drills, trying to keep things straight and neat. This is just the grip that I like doing. Don't ask why, it's just personal preference really, I guess. And I'm nearly there with this spindle. In fact, I'm almost there that side. I've just got to come up to this end. Once I've got the diameter I want, then I'll do a thin end and a fat end, to put it in simple terms, and we'll work from there. Lop a little bit of that with the hatchet, because that's a 2-pound head, so it's definitely going to take any knots out. That just hit one eye. Just any fat parts, shave away a bit with the hatchet, not too much, but it's just got that weight behind it where it can take a lot of material off. And the rest I can just tidy with the knife. Oh, the bow broke. I need a better bow. Rotten stick. But it's okay, it's all a learning curve. It's okay to fail. Even if this whole thing fails, doesn't matter. That's where it snapped. And actually looking at that wood, it's so spalted already. No wonder. So I found a greener piece of wood, similar shape. Just tie it on. So in my tinder bag, I actually, if I've still got it, I hope I do, yeah, here, keep a limpet shell. I think I've got 2. No, maybe just the 1. So this is a limpet shell. They grow off the rocks here down in England, well, and the British Isles in general. They are edible shellfish, don't have many calories in them, but their shells are really hard. So I'm going to use that as a bearing block. Ideally I usually use 2 of these, but I'm going to use that as a bearing block anyway, because they're nicely rounded and the shells are really hard on limpets. So I'll just use that one. So I know it's windy, guys. I changed my bearing Changed my hearth board a bit, something a bit still cherry, I think. So the chances of this working are pretty slim. Pretty much burnt in, just going to get the notches done. We're just going to go for this. I'm not sure it's going to work, to be honest, but it keeps me warm. Just got some dried leaves to catch the embers. Not a lot, I know. Oh, the limpet gets too hot. Damn! It's so windy now. Right, we have smoke. I think the wood's too wet, because I can tell where it's brown. It's like a light brown, it's not black. I don't think the wood is right. I don't know if you guys can see this, but where that's really light brown, it's because my spindle's not, my hearth board's not seasoned enough, and even on the end there it's pretty light brown. It's not burning through, it should be nice and black. And I was saying I usually have 2 limpet shells just to stop the heat. I'm gonna give this one more go, guys, because I've failed a couple of times and I really want to try and do it. No, we are not getting an ember today. Oh well. Could be the shape of the spindle, who knows? Obviously conditions are pretty wet and against me. Another day, eh? Well, it snowed a bit more. Sleeping set up. I put my head near the stove end just to keep it as warm as I can. Got the mat underneath that, the inflated mattress. Plenty of room. Everywhere's dry inside, which is nice. Got some water on the boil just for some simple pasta, because I couldn't carry too much food with me, and yesterday was the big meal. And also it's getting pretty dark outside now, and it's still snowing. You can see it in the air. So nice, quiet. Strong wind coming from the right still. We've had a bit more snow. Couple of centimetres, maybe inches, nothing huge though. But you can see the fresh powder where we've had some new stuff. Nothing that's going to bother me tonight. We're boiling, pretty much. Keep all my pasta in a little plastic bag. Let's get a lid on that, get it cooking. I want to show you something pretty cool as well with the old Yuko gear candle, which I showed in that previous coastal camp video. There's something I sort of didn't show. There we go. In she goes. You can tell it's locked up, right, because you can see the candle glow on the inside, what's left of the candle, which is quite handy. And it's like a little reflector, and all it does, it's got a little clip on it just here, and it clips on the side of your handle, literally just rests there, and it acts a bit more like a torch then. It stops the, it stops the light here reflecting back into your eyes, so you can see out more that way. And it's really quite a useful little thing. It's just amazing that such a small thing can make actually such a big difference. You can see that as I turn that, look at that reflect. Acting like a torch. You guys can't see what I can see as it's punched out, but it's really good. It's a really sort of bright, you can see it there just flashing, it's like a torch, which is really cool, so worth checking out, guys. So simple. No, I don't want to eat gourmet tonight. I'm cold, I just want to get it in the belly. Wood carved coffee spoon for the pasta. It's always got to be just the coffee spoon. I'm ruining it. I got a load more firewood earlier, hence why it suddenly went light to dark on the camera. Probably spent quite a few hours getting some firewood. We're sorted for the night. Batteries are running out on the camera though. I'm keeping them in my pocket where I can to reboost them, but they're dropping like flies. So plan is tomorrow, probably get a bit of food on quickly in the morning if I can. I've got to pack up everything. Guys, I am going to say goodnight again, second night. It's been an awesome trip, but I'm tired and I want to get some sleep. It's cozy up in here. If you're still sticking around, I appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this type of video. Try to mix it up each week with catch and cooks, camping, bushcraft, fishing, things like that. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. I've just got the stove going and I've woken up to find my UV filter on my lens cracked. I don't know if that's from where it was being cold or where I've knocked it, or maybe it was cold and I've knocked it. Either way, that is well and truly cracked. Thankfully, this is the lens protector, so my lens isn't damaged, but it does mean I'm now filming with my lens unprotected on this particular lens, which sucks. We didn't get too much snow overnight. It's been a bit of a blanket, but it's good to get the stove going, and I've got the last bit of food to cook up now. And unlike my lens, these haven't cracked. I was going to not start the stove this morning, but I wanted to have a nice hearty breakfast, and I was contemplating whether to have the eggs or not, because I want to sort of crack on really, get back, I'm tired, but we still have that leftover sausage as well that I couldn't resist, so we're going for it. We are going for it. We've got icy rain today, it's forecasted, which is brilliant. Icy rain is coming from Siberia. Tent is holding up well though. There's some tea as well. Gone for a homemade spatula. I think we might scramble these eggs a bit. Makeshift spatula, bit of wood, but I think we're pretty much there. Yes. Like a king. Oh, that's it. Hearty breakfast in the morning. Day 3, last day. I think I'm going to re-evaluate the bow drill. Try and have a little go again, see where I went wrong. Combination of things where I'm cold, not thinking as much. cold today. You guys seem to really enjoy my coastal camp. I think that was last week's video. 2 days on the coast. You seem to really enjoy that. Thanks for all the feedback on that video. I certainly enjoyed it. It's a shame the fishing wasn't good, but I did enjoy it. Let's get some coffee. I think there's a subscriber that sent me these Nescafe instant coffees. Thank you, sir. I can't remember who it was, or madam. But they are being used to good effect. Egg coffee coming up. That balanced. Come on. Oh, no spillage. I'll just keep that warm on the stove now. In fact, I might take the lid off so it boils a bit less. So I've got room for another coffee. Look at that. I think this is one of the 3-in-1s. Sugar, milk, the lot. I can hear the old ice rain now on the tent. Tinkling away. Maybe if I take it off you'll be able to hear it. It's forecasted all day, this ice rain. But lovely. But we'll put it in the tent and see what it comes out with. One of the questions I can imagine being asked by you guys is why have I put my fire reflector here and not closer to the tent? Well, with the wind blowing this way, why is the fire reflector not kind of over there? I can imagine some of you thinking that. My reason for that was the wind was not blowing this way originally, it was coming in right through here, hence why I put the fire reflector there. It's easy enough to move, but I don't need to move it now. But that's to explain why I put it there and not over there. In hindsight, if I was lighting a fire now, I would go and move it over there. It's looking good though. The old stove and tent goes well together. Portable. Fair bit of snow that's just turned to ice now. Around the edge, it's really icy. I can hear the rain, you can see some of it falling. Little crystals of ice rain. Lovely. Tip with the stick, although it's worked for 3 days, I'm slightly concerned about the burn on this stick, and I think that's quite dangerous. So don't try it at home, kids. Although it did work for me, I am not advocating that you guys go and do that. I just did it as a temporary solution, but seeing those burn marks isn't good. But you know, it's worked, it's done the job. That wind though, persistent, 3-day persistent cold Siberian easterly wind. So I want to give the bow drill a go again. I still think it is the wood, the type of wood I'm using, because it's not giving that black burning as I'd like. A number of other reasons. The hearth board that I'm using is very, I'm not going to be able to get many other burn holes in that, so it's fairly narrow. The other thing is it could be my spindle. It's quite a thin spindle, and it was long. I've now chopped it down and done it again, but I'm not confident on the shape of the spindle with this one. I've thinned it out in the middle to try and keep the bowstring staying there because it was riding up so much, so I've sort of thinned it out in the middle. The chances are it's going to fail again, but I just want to try. I want to sort of give it one more try to really say I've done it, just to sort of not give up really. I still don't have much confidence in it, but I don't want to just quit. so I want to give it one more try. The ground's really uneven there. Let's just try it. No harm in trying. We live and learn. That's better. Hopefully that will lock better. The limpet's working fine, the limpet shell. Okay, one more try. Actually, I need to face the other way because that wind is bitter. Okay. My half-board really is small. Not confident in the spindle, just not confident at all. Try again, folks. Smoke but no cigar. Still with me, guys? Cut myself as well. It's all happening on TA Outdoors. I've done bow drills before, generally in like summertime or when the wood's dry. I've never tried it in the snow, that's why I wanted to try it. But I just wanted to show you guys that it's okay to fail. I've been doing this for hours. I've been trying to get this going for hours. Everywhere else, all the wood's damp or frozen. And you know, I just wanted to show you that it's okay to fail. There's so many people out there that think, you know, you can get bow drill fires just started straight away, or you know, it's a steep learning curve. This sort of thing that we do, this bushcraft, fire lighting, things like that. The celebrity guys, they're the experts. These guys that are on the TV. You know, I'm not like some of the celebs, the TV celebs who do this week in, week out. They do it all the time. At the end of the day, I'm just like you guys. It's just, you know, I'm a normal guy out here trying to learn. For me, that was new. I think it's the type of wood. I've never used this type of wood before. But it could be anything. It could be my skill. It could be the conditions. It could be me being tired, where I'm just knackered day 3. You know, I'm genuinely quite tired, not thinking as straight, and just wanted to show you guys that it's okay to fail, and don't worry if you fail at things. It doesn't matter. You can pick yourself back up, you can learn, you can move on. And you know, it shows that but I could have edited this out and never put any of this in, but I think it's important that I do keep it in because it shows that I am just normal. I am just like you. You know, I'm just teaching myself along the way. Nobody's born with this. You have to teach yourself, and you have to learn and practice and practice and practice. And maybe I need to practice a bit more in the snow. Whirlwinds and all. Well, there you go. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to reflect it. In the tent we are nearly 22 degrees. So about 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the tent with this little stove. Because it's such a small tent. That's how warm it is in here. The rain's now freezing on my camera. All on the lens, you probably can't see it. The camera itself starts to freeze with this rain. So it's pack up time. Top part of the stove, all the way up to the first stovepipe, is all cold where it's been out in the wind, but the stove itself is still warm. So the plan is to take the top of the stove pipes off first because they're cold. Take the stove out, carry it out, put it in the snow so it cools down, and then while I'm doing up the tent, packing away the tent, then the stove will have enough time to cool down that I can carry it and head on out of here. Use the original paracord strap that I had. Have it as a carry handle now. Stick it on the bottom of the bag. Here. Okay. So, come on. Woo! It's still hot. Ugh. Got a stove, frying pan, backpack with gear. I'm shattered, guys. Whew. It's a pretty tough 3 days. It's been lovely though, it's been enjoyable. It's nice to actually have some snow in the south of England for a change. But thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you're sticking by, guys, that's massive for me. It really helps my videos if you watch them all the way through. That's sort of the way the YouTube algorithm wants at the moment, is it wants you to kind of watch them all the way through. So if you have watched this all the way through, that's really helped my channel. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button and click the little bell notification so that you can get emails of whenever I upload a video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for joining me on the adventure, and I'll see you soon on the next one.